Hey y'all, sorry about that. Apparently the camera was backwards. We are going to be opening a LynB Designs package tonight, and it is a big one. This was sent to me by LynB Designs to swatch and post photos and all that jazz, so disclaimer there. Hi, Just Shaler, welcome in. I'm going to really quickly send this to my broadcasting channel, which I now have again. For some reason, Instagram like unclicked it in my filter of messages earlier. It was really, really weird. So trying to make sure I send it to things. But yeah, earlier I actually couldn't find it. I was like, did my stuff just disappear? Like what happened? And then randomly clicking a bunch of buttons and I found it. So hi Hoopty77. Hi Mama. I'm very excited to show this package. Y'all, Jenna Lynn is always prepared with her stuff. She sends things super early, which I appreciate because then I can like balance and time and everything on when to do it. And I am so curious, does this have a date on it, how long I've had this package. This package was shipped July 9th. Hi Frida, hi Crystal, hi Christina, hi Christy, my goodness, hi Laura. I'm so excited everyone could join tonight. Yes, this was shipped July 9th. So I've had this package for a very long time, and it is very big and very heavy, and I'm so excited to get into it. It's just been like sitting on my shelf, like mocking me. Y'all know I don't open these until we get together. I do open them and look at information and that kind of stuff, due dates and whatever, but I don't actually look at any of the polishes until we do it together. So I'm excited to see what's in here. I do have a general idea of like the types of polishes in here because again, it's on the info sheet. I also pre-wrote my little post-it note thingy tonight, so I do kind of know that, but I haven't seen any of them yet, so I'm very, very excited. It is a lot, I believe, because I count and I write things on my thing, like due date, who it is, yada yada. I believe there's 16 polishes in here tonight, so grab a drink, grab a snack, hi bubblegum nails, get comfortable. We're going to get into this. For anyone who needs to pop in and out, you can always do that while we're still live. Hi Nails Pal. Or you can rewatch it on here or on my YouTube channel. Again, this is going to be a longer one, so definitely if you have to pop out, you can head over there to watch the replay and be able to come back in where you were a lot easier. I know Instagram's kind of a pain for that kind of stuff. So yes, definitely check out all the replays on YouTube if you miss them on here. Hi Tasha. So yeah, if you do catch a replay, send me, leave me a comment here or on YouTube so we can chat about this collection. Do you like LynB's? Are you excited for Halloween? Because a lot of these are Halloween-ish. It is our September launch. So everything I show you tonight is going to launch September 12th at noon Eastern time. I do have pricing for everything. I also have our special discount code for release weekends. So we'll do all that as we're going to, but I'm excited. So we're just gonna get into it. And y'all, can you see? Can you see in here? Look at there is a partial row, a full row, and another full row in there. Like there's a lot of polish in here, y'all. So I'm super, super excited. Laura says, good timing, just got back from our second trip to Spirit. Yay, so fun. I haven't hit one yet, but we're there. I was looking for Halloween items today. I'm doing a like sign craft painting thing, I don't know, on Sunday. And we're doing Halloween, how did she word it? Long vertical door signs. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I just bought some cute like ghosty Halloween stuff that maybe I could stick on something because I cannot draw worth anything. So we're gonna see what happens. Melissa says, I'm so excited for Halloween. Me too. And we are going to get into this. The first one we have is a really pretty, I cannot tell y'all, I think it's a burgundy. It is deep. I'm also going to throw my boxes on the floor. We'll do that later. Maple will probably come eat them. I do believe it is a burgundy. This is Mongolian Deathworm. It is part of the Cryptid Cremes collection. That is going to be a 4-piece collection. So I do believe this is like a deepened burgundy. It could be maybe a chocolate brown, but oh, you know what? I know my flashlight is turned down because I used it last night doing waffles as medicine. All right, let's see. I feel like burgundy. I'm not positive. We'll do full descriptions when we flip y'all around. You know the drill by now. But it looks like a burgundy maroony. So we will see. I see a gray in here. I'm very excited for creams. I love a good basic cream for nail art, and just bases under a lot of things. This one is the Not Deer, also from the Cryptid Cremes collection. It's a really pretty gray. We have someone here who loves grays. Is it Jen? Does Jen love grays? Hi, Laura. Welcome in. I feel like Jen is a gray girly as well. Ooh, y'all. Okay, I just set these down next to each other. They look way better on the back camera because the lighting's better that way, but like they look really, really nice together. Won't even lie. All right. Maybe another gray? Maybe a taupe? What is taupe? Is taupe like a brownie gray? Because that's what my brain says it is. This is Yowie, and it's kind of like a purpley gray. Okay, the front camera, not doing it. It is way warmer tone than this is showing. Hopefully the back camera will show it better. Hi, Brooklyn. So yeah, we'll definitely show it better on the back camera because it is way more warm than that front camera is showing. Melissa says, yes, I don't have many creams. I definitely need to add some to my collection. Same. I don't have a ton of indie creams, or I didn't, and I've been trying to like fix that, make that better. So I do tend to reach for a cream kind of base for a lot of my nail art, and a lot of reverse stamping. So I think these will be really nice for that too. Ooh, y'all, we have a green. I love green. Y'all know that I say it every time, but all right. Loveland Frogman. This is a really pretty, like, I don't want to say swampy green, maybe mossy green. It's not grass. It's definitely a little more earthy than grass. It's more earthy than grass, y'all. You know what I mean, though. I'm gonna say mossy green. It's really, really pretty. Y'all know I love green, and I'm excited to see how this cream formula is. And again, all four look really pretty together. We'll show that when we do the other camera too. I'll lay the collections out together. So that is our 4 Cryptid Cremes. Somehow, well, it makes sense that she packed them together, doesn't it? I'm like, somehow we did that together, but that makes sense that she packed them that way, right? I'm seeing some sparkles through this one. I didn't grab my cuticle pusher. It's what I usually pop boxes with. I've managed to like squeeze them open. Oh, there we go. Now I can do it. Yep, me for more for nail art. Yes. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, this is Bone Apple Teeth. This is, I believe, yes, this is for the Falloween Pick a Mix collection. It is going to be a 6-piece polish collection. And I don't know that this is coming out correctly on camera. It definitely has red reflective in here, but it also has a ton of flakies and like a green base. This is really cool. Like, as soon as I pulled it out, like poison apple is what popped in my head. Let me grab my flash though, because it is definitely a reflective. I feel like this whole set has reflective in it, but I'm not positive on that. So don't quote me yet until we get through the paperwork. But yes, look at all that sparkle and then the gorgeous flakes in here. This is so pretty. Again, this is part of the Falloween Pick and Mix collection. Y'all, that's so pretty. It really does look like autumn leaves in a bottle. That's pretty. More sparkles here. This box, post office was like a little rough there, so I'm glad we survived. Actually, y'all, I've been doing PR for a little while now, and until recently, I hadn't had a break. I had one Ribbits break 2 weeks ago, I think now, and that's the first, so it's kind of surprising. Ooh, but yeah, like that. I mean, that box was dented, but it survived. This is Batty for Candy, and it is another reflective. It is gorgeous. It is a periwinkle bluish base. Again, jam-packed with flakies, and then it has, I think, blue reflective glitters in there. Let's get the flash so we can show it all off. Yes. Ooh, okay, definitely blue reflective glitters. And then look at those flakes in there. Stunning. Love this. Ooh, I'm so excited, y'all. These are so pretty. Oh, itchy nose. I swear, y'all. As soon as we go live, my nose itches. I don't know what's happening. I think, I can't tell if we're pink or orange, or maybe we're a shifty both there. I kind of like the little window sneaky peek there. This one is Twix or Treat, again from our Falloween Pick and Mix collection. Y'all, I don't know why I can't say that. Hi, Nails Found in the Wild. Welcome in. It is another reflective, so I do think this whole collection is reflective. And I think it's an orange base, but I feel like the reflective glitters might be pink. Maybe that's why I'm seeing the pink. But it has beautiful, beautiful flakies. And if we grab that flashlight again, yes, I do think it is pink reflective glitter, which is why it was an orangey pink to me. This is so pretty. I know I'm saying that over and over. I sound like a parrot, y'all, but they're so sparkly and just shifty with all the flakes in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Mama. Crystal says, I love flakies. Me too. And these are packed with them. There are so many flakies in there. Next up, ooh, look at this blue, y'all. Yes, it's like a sapphire-y kind of blue. And I already see one really, really big flaky in there. This is Boo Berries. I love that. And it is a stunning blue. And then it has so many flakies in here. Where did the big, look at that one right there, y'all. Look at that big chunky flake. And then with the flash, so you can see that gorgeous reflective. Now these flakes I think are different than the other flakes. The other ones look like they're like pink to orange, where these look like they're blue to green perhaps. Again, I'll have actual descriptions, y'all. These are always just my thoughts and first impressions when we open stuff. Oh, look at the sparkles. It's like a gemstone, y'all. Stunning. So pretty. Melissa, I love reflective glitter and flakies. Same. I like polish that does stuff. Like, that's probably why I don't own a lot of creams, because I want it to move. I want it to shift. I like hollows and magnetics and thermals. And so like creams are like, oh, that's, you know, it's a nail polish. But I am like feeling the need for creams and the understanding of they're like great bases for things, and you can layer so much on top of flakies, or you can layer things on top of creams. You can put your flakies and your glitters and all that stuff. So I definitely am coming around to the need of them, but I'm drawn to all the like fun stuff. Ooh, okay, this is so corn fused. I love that. It is a beautiful orangey yellow. This is fall in a bottle. Hi, Slopes. Again, another one jam-packed with those flakes. When I grab that flashlight, you'll be able to see those flakes shift more, because they definitely have an orangey, pinky to gold flake shift. And then it's packed with reflective glitter again, just like all the others. So there's all your reflective, and then you can see those flakies shift. This is so pretty. Definitely fall vibes with this. I can see some leaf mayonnaise on top of this stamped, and I just saw like the orange in it together. An ombre with those two. Get out. So pretty. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have, in theory, if they're all like rowed up together, this should be the last one for our Falloween Pick and Mix, which I believe are all reflectives. And this is a really pretty purple. Let's get it out of its box. I'm waiting for Maple to come in and just go ham on all these boxes. S'more Treats. This actually like really vibes with my dress right now, because it is a really pretty like magenta base, and then it's got those flakes that shift blue to purple, and then I think it's pink reflective. It could be purple reflectives. Let's grab our flashlight. Okay, so there is your flaky shift, and then it has a glow to it too. I don't know if it has an extra shimmer in it as well, or if that's just the flakies. But you can see that shift, and then the sparkles. Another stunner, and I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so that is all 6 of the Pick a Mix. So what should be left in here should be our thermals. We have the Therms collection, and it is 6 thermal polishes. Yes, 6 of them. So I do have my individual, I threw one on the floor. Actually, in my lap. I have individual swatch sticks. We're going to show these off. I'm so excited. And I was prepared today. So I have my hydro flasks over here. This is Kevin's pickleball. He takes this one for pickleball. Anyways, I have my hydro flask over here with ice water and super duper duper hot water. So we are prepared to show these things shift. I do thermals at the end. Well, we'll swatch them throughout, but we will dip them at the end so they have time to dry, and then I can have a little bit more space to show the hot and cold on camera. So if you're a big fan of thermals, make sure you stay tuned to the end, or you come back to the replay and jump towards the end or watch the whole thing, whatever you want to do. But if you want to see the thermals transition, we'll do that at the end of the video. So first up, from our Therms collection, again, it is a 6-piece collection. Now, all of these are launching September 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern on LynB's website. The Cryptid Cremes, which is 4 cream polishes, will be $36 for all 4, or $9 each. And then the Falloween Pick and Mix collection, which is 6 reflectives, will be $78 for all 6, or $13 each. And then the Therms, which is a 6-piece thermal collection, is $78 for the whole collection, or $13 each. And if you use code CANDY, C-A-N-D-Y, release weekend, so the 12th through the, 15th, 14th, 15th, you'll get half off. So there's all that details there. I have all that on the little post-it that when I flip over will be there, and you guys can screenshot and whatnot. And of course I put all that information in all of my swatch posts, but there is pricing and release info. First up, we have Thermopolis, which is a really pretty, again, we use that taupe color, which actually, y'all, these are really similar on camera. They look even more similar. This one's a little darker, but like, this is our cream, and then this is our thermal. I'm very curious to what color this shifts. Do you guys want to know now? You want to know when we do the back camera? Do we want to take guesses on what color this, like, gray brown, I believe that's what taupe is, what color this might shift to? I'm very interested. I am thinking, I want it to be like a yellowy. I don't know why. That's just what I'm kind of thinking. I think that gray to like a yellow color would be really cool. Next up, I opened this one upside down. I don't know why I did that. That was strange. We have, I can see through the little window, an aqua of some sort. This is Thermalize. I'm seeing a pattern here. We had Thermopolis and Thermalize, and this is the Therms collection. I'm already digging the names. So we have a really pretty aqua. Again, coming off wrong on the front camera here, but back camera should fix that. Anyone want to take guesses on what color this one goes? I'm going with a light blue. I want it to be green because I think that'd be really, really cool, but I'm going to go with a light blue. I bet that's what it is. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have the info sheet, but we don't look at the info sheet. So, well, we will together, but I don't look at it before y'all. All right. Next up, I see, ooh, this is like a cornflower blue. And it's called Thermophile. I think that's right. Again, really pretty, like cornflowery, periwinkle blue, if you will. Guesses on its shift? I'm feeling like pink. I feel like a pink would be really pretty with that, or a light purple maybe. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know how the science of thermals work. I don't know like what colors. I know that it's usually a lighter color, but I don't really know that, like, can you turn a orange into a blue? I don't know how that works. So if someone does, please let me know. Let me know science. I'm always up for learning new things. So also, I hope everyone had a great day. Like, it's Friday. It's a holiday weekend. So like, does anyone have big plans for this weekend? Are you guys doing any like picnics or parties or anything to celebrate Labor Day, or anything fun coming up? This is Thermador, and it's a really pretty purple. And as much as I want this to have a crazy change of like orange, I bet it's a pink. It's also coming up the wrong color on the front camera. Very pretty. Melissa says, I'm not really a thermal person, but they're pretty. See, I love thermals. I don't like swatching thermals, if I'm being totally honest, y'all. But that is because I am extra, and I know this, and I do, like when I take thermal photos, I do shiny in its cold state, in its hot state, and in its transition for all of my setups, you know, under the arch light, behind me in the office, in the kitchen, outside, and then I do that again for matte. So it takes a very long time to take all the shots, and like if the weather isn't perfect outside, then I'm like, oh, my hand got too cold too fast and I have to run inside and heat it up really quick, or oh, it got too hot. Like the last time I did thermals a couple weeks ago, it was like 100 degrees, so my tips were getting hot and I was having to come in and dunk them in ice water and then run back outside. So I personally love thermals. I think they're fun. They're a very cheaty way to do ombres. It makes it look like you did nail art and you didn't if you didn't have time. I like to wear them on my toes. I just think it's really funny to look down and be like, oh, my feet are cold, but that's just my, you know, crazy brain. So I like them. Swatching takes a lot of work, but I think they're a ton of fun. So, ooh, we have another gray. This is LynB Ding Dong. That's an amazing name. And so I said we had like the taupey. This one definitely is leaning more warm and almost brown compared to this. This one is a cool toned gray in there. I'm running out of things to guess. Maybe a blue. Maybe a blue. I'm not sure. I don't like what could switch to this, you know? I feel like they're all going to be different. So like I guessed a pink on one already, so I feel like it's not a pink if the other's pink. But I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see these dipped later. We have one left for the Therms collection. I'm seeing a really pretty purple through here. Let's see what it is. This is Thermalicious, and it's a really pretty berry-ish color. And I feel like I'm out of guesses. What about a gray? Could you do a gray to like berry-ish? That would be kind of pretty, right? I have no idea, y'all. I'm very, very excited to see these transition. I'm kind of leaning towards swatching those first. I usually go in the order of my list. But I'm kind of leaning towards doing those first to make sure they're really, really dry at the end when we do our dippies. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll do those first. Even though I had them written on the paper last. Is that gonna bother anyone if that's the last thing on my Post-it note, but we're doing those first? I mean, I guess we'll show them last officially too, because we're going to dip them last. So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know which way to do this. There's so many tonight. So many. Yeah, you know, I'm going with it. I'm going to do the thermals first, and then we'll do the creams and then the reflectives, just to make sure that those thermals are nice and dry before we dip them in the water. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to grab a drink. We're going to turn on the air filter because we got a lot of polish fumes to deal with tonight. And my mom says thermals mesmerize me. I think they're cool. It's like, it's science on your nails, y'all. Like the fact that they can even do this is a thing. I think Amazon just came, but I don't know what's being delivered. I haven't ordered anything, y'all. Okay, let's get into these. I'm going to flip you around. We're going to scoot you down first because otherwise I'm going to hit the arch light here. Okay, flipping. Oh, I think it's just a little too much. I might be bumping stuff if we keep you there. All right, and I'm going to zoom y'all in just a little bit. All right, and then as I said earlier, I pre-wrote my thingy here, so you have all of your information on here if anybody wants to screenshot this now, because it will obviously want to focus on what we're doing. But it launches September 12th at noon Eastern. If you join the LynB Loves Facebook group, sometimes she opens the website early and she lets y'all know in there that it's open, so that can get you a little bit of a sneaky peek. And then we have our 4 Cryptid Cremes, which pricing is on here, obviously. You have your 6 Falloween Pick mix, which are reflective polishes. And then we have our 6 thermals. And again, if you use that code CANDY, which originally I wrote this in yellow, and I didn't think you're going to be able to see it that well. So we rewrote it. You will get half off during release weekend. And then obviously LynB's website. So there's all the stuff you need, informational wise, right there in front of you. We're going to get into this. Melissa, yeah, they're fun. I just have a big collection and they could die before I use them. See, I have not had, I think I've had one thermal die, and it actually died in shipping. So a good quality thermal, in my opinion, does not die, at least not quickly. I don't know. I have thermals from, oh gosh, I can't even remember the name of the brand. I got them at a swap. They're not around anymore. I feel like there's a bunny on the logo, but it's not Leisha Lacquers or her new name. I don't know. Anyways, I still have those, and they are about 8 years old, and they still transition. So I personally feel a good thermal does not die, but that's totally my opinion, and everyone has the right to their own opinion on that. So, all right, here is our 6 The Therms collection. So it is 6 really fun thermals. I just figured I'd put them all on the screen here for you, which is great until I then have to pull them all back off the screen here. All right, we are going to go in order on the list now for doing these, so that way I can read things properly. We are starting with our Thermalerma Ding Dong. Melissa says, oh wow, I did not know that. Yeah, I personally, I know I have fancy gloss ones that are still really good. I definitely have some LynBs at transition that are decently old. I think I had one die in shipping, and then I had some, who did them in store? Five Below sold some. Were they, oh God, I can see the brand in my head yet. Color Club, I think that's the name of the brand. I bought them at Five Below, and those died within like a year. So I really truly think that it's the quality of the pigment in your thermals, but that I don't make polish, and I don't know the science. So please do not quote me on that. But definitely, if you have some older thermals, pull them out and test them. See what happens. All right, we're starting with our Thermalerma Ding Dong. First of all, y'all, this name, I absolutely love this name. This is a gray green to bright lavender thermal cream. I do not remember what guesses I made. I won't even lie. But it's a grayish green to a bright lavender. So I'm very excited to see it transition. Obviously, we're not going to see that until the end. But I am going to grab my individual swatch sticks because these are way easier for dipping, and we're just going to go in with a coat on here. Now I know the camera is going to want to focus on everything else because it's clear, so please bear with me as we do this one. Ooh, okay, so y'all, this formula, so I got some air bubbles, that's on me, please ignore that. But this formula, look at how smooth that is. Y'all, that just went on like butter, like, ugh. And it's a really, really pretty gray. And honestly, I mean, look at the opacity. Like, look at that. That's one coat on a clear stick, y'all. If you need to get out of your house and you're like, ooh, I want to do nail art, but I don't have time. Thermals will get you that nail art effect. And then like, oh, I can't say enough about this formula. That was just so smooth. Okay, I'm going to set these off to my left. I don't usually put stuff over there, but I'm really afraid I'm going to mix these up and or stick my arm in them. But that was one coat of our Thermalerma Ding Dong. All right, I'm going to set it over here. Hopefully I won't get these mixed up. I mean, we should be able to tell the difference, but just in case. Melissa says, yep, you're probably right. I will definitely. Yeah, I would just try them. You never know. I mean, I totally get the concern of them dying. It's just like someone today commented on my polish wall saying that, aren't I afraid that the light will fade them? I've had some of those polishes on the wall. Now, we've moved a couple times, but like my oldest polishes that have been on nail racks are over 10 years old, and I have not noticed fading like that. Now, there are things that like purples that fade to lighter purple anyways in general. I do not think it's a light issue that does it, but I'm just a big believer in, doing what I like and using what I love, and, if there's a slight downside, then that's my choice. But, okay, that was one coat of Thermalerma Ding Dong. Still love that name. It's going to make me chuckle every time I say it. Next, we're going to go into our Thermopolis, which I have to find. It was the first one we opened. There we go. All right, here is our Thermopolis. Hi, Mallory. This is a charcoal to neon coral thermal cream. Again, y'all, I wish I had written down my guesses because I don't remember what I said. So I have no way of knowing if I was right on any of these or not. Maybe I'll go back and watch my own live later tonight and see if I was right on them. But let's get a coat of Thermopolis on here. Again, this is the Therms Thermal Collection, which if you didn't notice, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I have the, my alarm for Waffles' medicine going off. Okay, and another one's gonna go off in 2 seconds. Literally, I can see it. Cool. Kevin is gonna handle that for me, but I, have to reset the alarm so I have it for later on. So, hi Jin, welcome in. Melissa says, yep, I have mine on the wall, but I have blackout curtains just in case. I actually didn't have a lot of light at the old house. I always left my blinds closed. I open these blinds if I'm in my office. And then I do have them closed during the day, but I don't have blackout curtains here, but I don't have my polish up yet here either. But I don't know. I'm just less concerned about it. Like I really want my pretty wall up, and I guess if there's a bad consequence from it, then that's my own fault. Okay, so this one, Thermopolis, was described as a charcoal to neon coral thermal cream. So very excited. Again, that beautiful, beautiful formula. It just slid right on. Oh, we have polish on the hands. It's an official live now. If I hold this long enough, honestly, it'll transition because my hands are always, always hot. Oh, actually it is starting to transition over here a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set it down because we want to do our 2 coats before we see that transition, or at least that's my opinion. But that was 1 coat of Thermopolis. Whoop, there we go. Next up, I'm going to reach for Thermophile, which I think, yes, is this one. This one is, hey, I got it right on cornflower. Yes, sorry. Cornflower to pale taupe thermal. This is just a really pretty color in general. Like, honestly, some of these, if they dyed in this color, I wouldn't be mad. Like, it would not bother me because I just think this is a beautiful color. And this being cream, I've actually heard of people who have killed thermals on purpose. Like, they didn't like the transition color, so they purposely, like, you know, let it heat or freeze or something. I don't know how it works. Please, again, I don't know the science, but I've heard of people like, yeah, I kind of hate the other colors. So they just have made it purposely dye so it stays in whatever state they preferred. Again, I don't know how to do that. So please don't quote me. I just know I've read it somewhere in a nail polish group. Oop, get out of there, little air bubble. All right. Here is 1 coat of Thermophile. Melissa says, yeah, my room is bright, so yeah, I definitely need curtains. The front of my house or my offices is definitely bright during the day. Like I had to take out a chandelier out of this room and put up a ceiling fan because it was so hot I couldn't bear it. So I definitely know I get light, and I probably should get some blackout curtains. But I bought cute curtains and I didn't have good light or a view. Like my window was too high in the last office for me to even see out. So I kind of am like soaking up the fact that I can look out my window while I swatch during the day and like see birds and squirrels and kids and things. So yeah, I probably should do something. Maybe I'll get like a curtain to put in front of the wall. So it's like, you know what I mean? You have to move the curtain to see the wall. I don't know. I kind of think that would actually be really fun now to have like curtains that hide the nail polish wall, and then I get to do like a reveal. I don't know, y'all. Is that too bougie? Hey, Jen. Welcome. We are showing off some LynB stuff. You haven't missed much. This is our 3rd swatch. We're showing off a thermal collection called the Therms first. This is 1 coat of Thermophile. It is supposedly going to transition to a taupe when hot, so we'll see how that goes. Again, that was 1 coat of Thermophile. Oh yeah, I definitely would have them open. If I was in there, I don't have a great view, so I don't care. That's exactly how I was at my last house. Like, I couldn't see, and I was like, I can't be bothered to get around this desk, to pull the cord, to open and change, and blah, blah, blah. But this one, that's the first thing I do when I come in my office is I open the blinds, and then when I'm done in here, I close them to keep the heat out a little bit more, and also I have to sleep in complete darkness. So if the light from this room filters into my room in the morning, it'll wake me up as soon as the sun comes up. I love how I grabbed this, and this is not even the one we're going next. Sorry. Distracted. Yeah, so I do keep them closed when I'm not in here, but I like they're open right now. It's almost dark and I still have them open because I just like being able to see outside. Okay, this is our next one, Thermalize. Y'all, I love this color. Like, this is so, so pretty. Again, would not be mad if it dyed in this. I wonder if Jenna Lynn has a cream in this color, because I really I don't need a transition one. I want this cream. This is such a beautiful color. It is a teal to pale yellow thermal. So again, very excited to see that shift. Grabbing our individual swatch stick here. Again, bear with the camera as it focuses on everything but a little tiny clear plastic nail. Yes, I love this color. Up so far, I feel like all the other ones are fairly opaque in one swatch. I think this one's it's just a slightly thin. Like, you could get by with one coat if you don't have a visible nail line, like a strong visible nail line, but I definitely feel like this is the first one that we would want 2 coats on it. My mom says, reminds me of peacocks. Yes, it is a beautiful, beautiful aqua teal color. Again, this one is supposed to switch to a pale yellow when warm, so I'm excited to see that. And this, I still can't get over how beautiful this formula is. It just glides on. Absolutely stunning. Hi, Karina. Welcome in. So that was 1 coat of Thermalize from our The Therms thermal collection. Again, this is a 6-piece collection launching September 12th at noon Eastern. It's going to be $78 for all 6 of them, or $13 each. And if you use the code CANDY, launch weekend, so the 12th through the 15th, you can get half off of your order. Now, that does exclude like charity polishes and some of the perfumes and things like that. So it doesn't work on every single thing, but it works on most items. Now we're going into Thermador, which is a purple to pastel neon blue. Again, I absolutely love this color, and like seeing it next to the last one, y'all. Love, love, love these together. So this is going to be pastel neon blue when hot. Let's get a coat on our swatch stick here. Again, y'all, I know I sound like a broken record, but just the formula on these. Look at how smooth. I played with that a little bit, and it's just so, so smooth. Again, it's not bad in 1 coat. Now, we are on the clear swatch stick, which is going to have an effect on that, but it's fairly opaque in 1. If you did a blurring base, I don't think you'd have any problems doing 1 coat of this. It's such a lovely purple, and that color is coming proper on. Ooh, look, see, I got it on my hand, and now it's hot. So there is our blue color. Oh, I'm very excited to see this one fully dipped, y'all. I have no idea what I was saying before that. Totally forgot. Don't know. These are beautiful. So that's 1 coat of our Thermador Thermal. And last but not least from our Therms is Thermalicious. And y'all, I love these names. I think it is so much fun that they all start with Therm to go with the Therms collection name. This one is a berry to neon magenta polish. I'm very excited to what neon magenta means. Let's get it on our swatch stick here. Get my hair out of my way. Would not be the first or last time I've gotten nail polish in my hair. I'm sure most of us can relate. Oh, okay, this color is really pretty too. And again, I know I keep saying the formula, but look at it, and like, she could be opaque in 1. This whole collection is just beautiful, and like, I can't get over how smooth those lay. Absolutely gorgeous. Such a pretty fall color too. Beautiful. Okay, so that's 1 coat of Thermalicious, which is supposed to transition. Whoop! Ah, did that. I knew that was going to happen one day. Knew that was going to happen again. Okay, I'm going to quickly fix that because that's a hot mess. Hopefully you guys can still read. There's no wiping that off. Hopefully you can read it enough, and then I will clean it off after. after the live here. Let me just go in and fix that a little bit. All right, so if this swatch comes out ugly, y'all, please blame me. Do not blame Jenna Lynn. That was my clumsiness. Okay, I'm gonna set it off to the side so it's out of the way and I don't do that again. That was fun. I do want to note really quickly, I'm going to grab that first one we did, which was the Thermalerma Ding Dong, that they do dry matte. So you obviously are going to want a glossy matte top coat. Wow. A glossy top coat on these to get that beautiful shine. You can grab Be Quick from LynB Designs as well. This is her quick dry top coat. It is beautiful and shiny and dries quick, obviously. But just throw a coat of that on. It's going to make it super shiny and gorgeous. But they do dry matte. So there is a note of that. Melissa says, oh no, oops. Yep, that's okay. That's, you know what? That's just like a normal thing in my life. I get the dropsies all the time. So I'm actually surprised that's the first time it's happened in a live. Okay, for the rest of our stuff, we are just going to grab our LynB Design swatch wheel here and finish up on this. We have the You Rock collection on here, which came out last month. I do believe these are still available, or some of them at least are available on the website. So if any of them catch your eye, definitely head there to check them out. Hi, Ursulyn. Welcome, welcome. We are showing off some LynB's stuff launching September 12th. We just showed off 6 thermal polishes. We've only done first coats, so don't worry, you haven't missed anything. We'll do second coats and dips later on. Next, we are going to go into our Cryptid Cremes, which is 4 cream polishes inspired by cryptids, which are like, you know, your I don't want to say fairy tales, but you know, your stories of things like Bigfoot and Nessie and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I love that I picked one up again, and it's not even the first one we're starting with. We are going to start with Loveland Frogman, which is obviously based on the Frogman stories. This is hey, I got it right again, y'all. It's a mossy green cream. See, I told you it wasn't grass green. It's mossy green. Sorry, y'all. It is always exciting to me when I get one of those things right, because today there are literally like 7 words for the same style of flaky. And I never know if it's going to be like, oh, it's this flaky or that flaky or this shift or whatever. So like, it makes me excited when I get it right. Melissa, me too. It's horrible. I have butterfingers. Yes, same. I drop everything. I walk into things constantly. I'm just a mess, really, truly. But we get through. I'm still here. Kevin makes sure I survive. If you listened to the live the other night, we are here to take care of each other, but like, he makes sure I don't die. Foxy Nails says, if you missed Taken for Garnet last month, highly recommend. Oh yes. Taken for Garnet is this gorgeous one, and it has hollow flakies in here, y'all, and it is absolutely stunning. That glow, especially in the sunshine, is unreal. Hey, Susie's Nail Emporium. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're going to get back to it. We're going to do 1 coat of Loveland Frogman. Again, this is from our Cryptid Cremes collection, which is a 4-piece cream collection. Launches September 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern for $36, or you can buy them individually for $9 each. I love this green. It always makes me think like 70s, 60s vibes, like very retro. In fact, I actually bought a dress this summer that's this color, and it's shorter than I personally like, but I didn't return it because I'm gonna turn it into a top instead. This is one of my personal favorite shades of green. It is borderline pruggly in my opinion, but I think it's a gorgeous pruggly. And here she is, 1 coat, fairly opaque. I think you can see those little bats just a little bit through there. But again, that cream formula just went on so smooth. There is a little fuzzy. That is a me problem, not a polish problem. I cannot get away from dog hair in the house. That is part of our life. Beautiful, beautiful green. So that's 1 coat of Loveland Frogman. Next, I'm going to read the paper to make sure I grab the correct one. Next, we're going into Yowie. Y'all, and I will not lie, I do not know what this is based on. I really don't. Maybe werewolves? I don't know. I'm really bad with this. I'm not going to say cryptids aren't my thing, but I'm not in that cryptid world, kind of. You know what I mean, y'all? It's just, I don't know the history. So if someone does, let me know. My mom just said cryptid equals creatures of legends or folklore, maybe. Yes, that is completely right. That's a good description. I just don't know all the legends and things. So Melissa says, oh yes, there are some back release polishes I definitely want. Yes, and you can still use that code CANDY during release weekend, and it will work on most items, even previous things. So it'll work on the new stuff and some of the older stuff. Hi, Nail Polish Chica, welcome in. Okay, let's get a coat of Yowie on here. I should have, because I don't look at stuff in advance, I knew that this was here because obviously my info sheet said it was the cryptids collection, but I didn't look at descriptions and everything or even names. So like I always want to be like, I should have done research so I knew this stuff, but like I also didn't know, so I couldn't have done the research. But anyways, if someone knows what Yowie might be referencing to, please let me know, whether you're watching here right now or if you watch the replay on Instagram or YouTube and let me know. I love learning things, so leave me a comment. I will definitely do some research too, because it's a fun thing and I like learning. So here is one coat of Yowie, and it would help if I redid that description, wouldn't it? It is a grayed out purple cream. Again, she's almost opaque in one. I definitely feel like two, like it's just a little splurty, splotchy there. So I feel like two is going to really lush it up, but it's not bad in one. Oh, here's a maple. Is she going to go for the boxes? What do you guys think? What are you doing? And she has a box. It took a whole 2 seconds. A whole 2 seconds. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Oh, she's so excited, y'all. She is in heaven. I should take pictures for later here. She'd go in hand, y'all. Oh my gosh. She loves them. Adorable. Okay, anyways, back to this. So that was one coat of Yowie, which, again, y'all, I'm so sorry I didn't read that description until we swatched it because I was just excited. This one is a grayed out purple cream. We did one coat. Melissa says it may be from the Pet Cemetery. The dog was named that. Oh, okay. I did watch Pet Cemetery once. I don't do scary stuff, y'all, and I watched it very young in a friend's basement, and that's also, I think, adds to why I don't do scary stuff now. So I don't really know all the facts of things, but I did see it once a very long time ago. Next, we're going to go in with Mongolian deathworm, which obviously is based on the Mongolian deathworm. I don't know the history. I know it's a thing. I've heard of it before. So again, please don't come at me, but like we could all do research together. This one is a blackened wine cream, and it is definitely deep in the bottle. I'm very excited to see it out of here. Now, obviously, we are showing it on our white opaque swatch wheel, so that's going to have an effect on the brightness versus on your natural nail. So I will let you guys know what I do as far as coats wise on my personal swatches, just like I always do. Ooh, that's a really, really pretty color. Ooh, maple. She licked my leg, y'all. It spooked me. Crystal says Yowie is Australian Bigfoot. Oh, okay. I did not know that. See? Learning. I love learning, y'all. Thank you so much for educating me there. And the Pet Cemetery dog is Zoe. Okay, so I can definitely see, Melissa, how we got there, that connection. Oh, Maple, now you're going to eat the bubble mailer. Okay, cool. By the way, when I say eat, y'all, she doesn't actually eat them. She just tears them in shreds. So please don't worry. My dog is not going to die eating stuff. She just likes to tear it up. So here is one coat of Mongolian deathworm. And again, y'all, look at the formula on these creams. Also, the Thermals dried matte, these are not. Look at how shiny they still are. This green is definitely, oh, it was Zowie. Pet Cemetery's dog is Zowie. So that makes sense. Yowie, Zowie, they sound very alike. But that is, look at how shiny these dry too. They're gorgeous. Laura says the Mongolian deathworm is a large intestine worm. It's a creature alleged to exist in the Gobi Desert. Thank you. I love this. We're all learning tonight. It's like watching an educational video, y'all. All right. Last but not least again, because we do have 3 collections tonight. This is the Not Deer. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I got nothing here. It is a grayed out blue-green cream. Again, a really pretty shade. I think this will be just gorgeous to have in your arsenal. It's going to look great under so many different toppers and things. I did nail art base on this gray. I actually did a gray mani with like pastel mushrooms not too long ago. And I wanted something closer to this color, and I ended up with something slightly darker because I just didn't have this shade. But I love this. And all four of these go so, so well together. Again, look at that beautiful formula. And it's, I mean, opaque level is not bad in one coat, y'all. Like, it's so, like, this formula, I can't get over it. I know I keep repeating myself, y'all, but it's just so creamy and smooth. Laura says, ew, about the Mongolian deathworm, but she says, ooh, the knot deer is in the Appalachian Mountains. Most sightings are in Tennessee. Very, very cool. I wonder if Christy has, I'm sure Christy has heard about those. Christy of Ribbits Tickets is in Tennessee, y'all. So that's where the connection came in there. But very cool. I'm definitely going to have to go like actually do research on these tonight, because I just really want to know about them. Very, very cool. This color is beautiful. And again, it is that cool toned, bluey green gray there. So gorgeous. That's one coat of the Knot Deer. And that is the full Cryptid Cremes collection. And then we have one more collection. You know what? I told y'all I was going to show these on camera, and I didn't. So here's all four together, which obviously we just did on the swatch wheel. But here it is now. And they just look so beautiful together, honestly. They're like a muted tone. I think they're really, really pretty for fall. So very, very excited there. And then let me move the swatch wheel really quick, and I'm going to show you all 6 reflectives here from our Falloween Pick and Mix. It's $78 for the full collection, or $13 each. Again, that code is candy for half off the release weekend. Laura says, I was just asking Alexa. She didn't know anything about the Yowie. Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry if I set anybody else's robots off. Mine surprisingly didn't go off, but... All right, here are our 6 reflectives. Y'all, they're so pretty. I really want to do a gradient with these two. I think it'd be beautiful for fall. These are stunning. All right, let's get the swatch wheel and start swatching these babies. Now, all 6 of these are reflective, so you're going to want a glitter smoothing top coat before you go in with your shiny top coat. I do use LynB's Be Quick on her swatches. I try to match brands with their swatches, so you see their products together. First one we're going to start with, and y'all, these names... Bone Apple Teeth. I absolutely love this. This one is a buildable forest green jelly base with pink to orange to gold shifting flakies and red reflective glitter. So all of those beautiful flakies in there, and it is packed with reflective glitters. Like, normally when it's this much on the sides, I blame settling, because, you know, I have had these for a couple months, but I just think there is that much reflective glitter in this, and so much. It's gorgeous. I am going to grab my flash so we can show off the reflective even more. Yes. This is stunning. I can't wait to see this out. Hi, Tara. This is going to be so pretty on our swatch wheel. Now, she did say they are jelly based, so obviously they are going to build up. So I'm going to do 2 coats. We may need 3. We will see. I have actually been back and forth on swatches lately of like, should I only do 2 so you see it in 2 and then you can decide if you want to do 3, or should I build to full opacity no matter what? Let me know what you think about that. Jen says, did you know reflective glitters are triangles? Actually, I did know that, but that is only because I take macro shots. I do macro bottle and brush shots for 99% of my polishes. There's like one brand who really never uses them, and sometimes I'm just running behind and I don't do it. But most of the time I do macro swatches. So I do see those super up close, but yeah, you definitely wouldn't think that they are triangle, but maybe that's why it makes it like, maybe it's those rough edges that makes it reflect as much. I don't know. Again, science, y'all. My mom says toque is from Australian folklore, similar to North American Bigfoot. Yowie. Oh, so it autocorrected Yowie to toque. That's fun. Okay, so yeah, Yowie was our our Australian folklore, which is kind of like our Bigfoot. Got it. This is so pretty. Again, it is labeled as a buildable jelly, so we'll see how it builds up as we do our second coat. You can see those gorgeous flakies, and they really do shift orange to gold to red. And then again, if we grab our flash, we can show those reflective glitters. It has red reflective glitter in it. Super sparkly. I keep seeing our gray and thinking I didn't paint that. And I'm like, man, why did I skip one? Melissa says, oh, I didn't know that they were triangles. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would know that. So it is a really cool fact. Thank you, Jen. Again, I do macro shots. So I have seen the glitters up close. All right, so that was one coat of bone apple teeth. And next we're going to go into Twix or Treat as soon as my ADD finds it. Twix or Treat, which is a russet colored jelly base filled with peach reflective glitter and gold to green to pink shifting flakies. And y'all, there's so many flakies in here. Look, oh, so many flakies. Look at that big one right there. I always love a big flaky, y'all. I never get them out of the bottle, but I love a big flaky. One day I'm just going to have a giant flaky that just takes up my whole nail. It's going to be a dream. Again, this has the pink reflective glitters in it. Is it pink or peach? Peach reflective glitter in it. So there it is with our flash, and you can see it is packed with glitters. She did not skimp on the reflective glitter in these babies. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get a coat on our swatch wheel. Ooh, those flakes. They look so delicate in this base. Oh, did a terrible job on the edge. Terrible job. Can I sneak in there and fix it? Yeah. Hoopty says flakies for days. Also, I know that your name is Richard. Again, I have a really hard time when I see handles and then I want to say your government name and I can't remember it. But also I just really like calling you Hoopty. I love your handle. So I apologize if you would prefer to be called Richard. And if you let me know, I will do my best to try and remember it. But like, I just think your handle is so fun. Also, I don't know what I stuck my hand in. I think actually when I went back into the edge, I think I got it underneath there because now my hand is super sticky and covered in polish. But yes, Hoopty says flakies for days, and there's so many flakies in there. You have all that gorgeous shifty color in them. They are gold to green to pink. And then if we grab our flashlight here, we will see those peach reflective glitters. Hoopty says either is fine. Yay. Okay, I'm definitely going to call you Hoopty because I love your handle. I have absolutely no idea why. I just think it's really fun. Maybe it's just because Hoopty is fun to say. I'm not positive, but I just enjoy it a lot. So there it is with Flash. Love this one too. And again, these just go so well together. So that was one coat of Twix or Treat. Next, we're going to go into Boo Berries, which y'all, this is when I said look like sapphires. Look at that big old flake in there. I know there were a lot of large flakies in this one. So like, I really hope I get one when I do my swatches, but look how big that is there. Yes. Okay. This one is described as a buildable cerulean base with aqua to violet shifting flakies and blue reflective glitter. And it just makes me think of sapphires. Anytime I think of sapphire, I think of the heart of the ocean for the Titanic. I don't know if that's just because I'm a 90s child or what. And, you know, Britney Spears had all of us looking at the heart of the ocean. I don't know, but I just think it's so pretty and it's so sparkly. We're going to grab our flashlight to show off those blue reflective glitters even more. This is such a stunning polish. Again, these are all jelly based, so they are going to be buildable. I'm hoping 2 coats will be good on a lot of them, but we will see as we go. That's why we do these live swatches, so you can see all the beautiful things in progress. There is 1 coat. Again, no skimping on the flakies. So sparkly. This is just under the arch light. I have not grabbed the flash yet, and it already sparkles like crazy. I'm gonna have to time these with the weather and make sure we have sunshine when I do these. Usually I'm like, whatever I have. If it's raining, if it's snowing, if there's tornado sirens, I'm gonna go outside and take pictures no matter what. But y'all, I really hope I have sunshine for these because I want those sparkles to shine. Here it is with a flashlight. Those flakies just dance against all that glitter. Love it. Once again, I want to remind you that these are reflective glitter packed, so you're gonna want a glitter smoothing top coat just to really get them down, or just use multiple coats of your normal top coat. I personally prefer a glitter smoother. I think it gets in the formula better. That's my opinion. Here is 1 coat of Boo Berries, but they are going to dry textured, so you're gonna have to combat that one way or another. Everyone has a glitter smoothing top coat. So next we are going into So Confused. I still absolutely love the names. Jenna Lynn's names are always so fun. I don't know how she does it. So Confused is a golden orange jelly based filled with pink to gold shifting flakies and silver reflective glitter. And you can already see all of that gorgeous glitter in there. And then those flakes. Hi, Christine's Pictures. Welcome in. We are showing off some LynB Designs collections coming September 12th to their website. This one is our Falloween Pick and Mix. It is a 6-piece reflective collection. Here is 1 coat of So Confused. Now, I just realized I really haven't been showing the opacity, but we did talk about these being jellies and needed to be billed anyways. I definitely feel like this one might need 3. This one could be a 3-coater. I feel like she's going to be fine in 2. I also feel like this one is going to be fine in 2 coats, but because we are jelly based, they are going to be buildable. We will find out how buildable we need to go. I love the contrast of the flakes to this yellow base. And then again, if we grab our flashlight, we can show off those silver reflectives even more. All the little twinkles in there. Perfect fall color in my opinion. Love it. So that was 1 coat of So Confused. Next up, we have Batty for Candy. This one is an indigo jelly base with teal reflective glitter and a rainbow of shifting flakies. It has so many beautiful flakies in here. I keep saying this is a reflective collection, but it's a flaky reflective collection because they all have so many beautiful flakies in them. And then, of course, you can already see our teal reflective glitter, but we grab out our flashlight and we can show it even more. Super sparkly. Let's get this on our swatch wheel. Here is 1 coat. Yes. Okay, in bottle wise, I was like, oh, they're both kind of bluish. They are definitely different polishes. But then out of the bottle, look at how much more purple that leans. And then those beautiful flakies in this. I really, really like this one, y'all. I usually, I always go for the greens. I do, but I think this is so beautiful. Again, I have no doubts on 2 coats with this one. And then the way those flakies just dance on there. My mom says, love it. Yes, I do too. And then if we grab our flashlight. Now this one has teal reflective glitters in it, which really do sparkle against that indigo base. If we can get really close, we can get the camera to space out. Yes, look at all the sparkles, y'all. I love when we lose that focus and you just see glitter. Glitter as far as the eye can see. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that's 1 coat of Batty for Candy. And then our last polish, y'all, definitely not our least polish. We're also going to go back and do our second coats, so don't run away just yet. But the last one to do our first coat on is S'more Treats. This one is a magenta jelly base filled with blue to purple shifting flakies and purple reflective glitter. Look at those. Oh, these flakies just glow. It's like they're radioactive in there. And then you can already see the reflective glitters. That purple just contrasts through there. And then if I grab my flash, we'll show those off even more. Ooh, look at those flakies, y'all. That's unreal. All right, let's get a coat on the swatch wheel because I'm so excited to see this one out of the bottle. This is one we're definitely going to need to build up. 2 coats for sure. It might be a 3-coater. Again, they are jelly based, so it's totally understandable. But look at those flakes. They don't look real. Every time I see this, it makes me think of like when your camera freaks out trying to take a picture. Ugh, I love them in there. Jen says, so pretty. I absolutely agree. I love how they're just like these glowing blue speckles on there. And then again, here it is with our flash. So you can see our purple reflective glitter in there as well. And of course, it's making those flakies dance even more. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna, yes, look at it unfocused, y'all. That's so cool. Oh, okay. Love this one too. All right, that is our 6-piece Falloween Pick a Mix collection. Again, everything I'm showing you tonight launches September 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you join the LynB Loves Facebook group, sometimes she opens the website early and she always posts, I shouldn't say always because she normally, I don't want to give you all a guarantee, but she normally posts in the group that the site is open when it does open. So if you want to go join that to get that heads up and to get sneak peeks of polishes and collections and things coming out or to vote on stuff, it's just a really fun group as well. So I definitely recommend going to check it out on Facebook. We are going to circle back and do our second coats, starting with our Cryptid Cream. No, we're not. Sorry, I forgot we did thermals first. Starting with the Therms collection, which is our 6-piece thermal collection. First one we have is Therma Lerma Ding Dong. Still absolutely love that name. This one is our gray green to bright lavender thermal. Again, we will dip these in our hot water at the end when they are all nice and dry, but let's get our second coat on here. I'm still obsessed with this formula. Ooh, if I do a good job putting it on. But it goes on so smooth. 100% opaque in 2 coats. I think it was fine with 1 coat, really. But 2 coats, absolutely no doubt about it. Now, I'm going to wait and do label shots at the end when we do our dips. So you have the transition because otherwise it doesn't really do you any good for me to do it now, but I will have label shots when we do our transitions at the very end. Again, so that these can dry and also so I can have the full workspace. I'll move everything off of here so we can do those hot and cold waters. But here is 2 coats. I will I mean, I guess I could still label shot it. I don't know. It feels weird to do that, but 2 coats of LynB Ding Dong from the Therms collection. Next, we're going into, that's upside down, Thermopolis, which is our charcoal to neon coral thermal cream polish. Hi, Nails by Susie. Welcome in. We have lots and lots of goodies from LynB's Design. Also, anyone reading my chart, post it, whatever, who just came in or came in a little late, I definitely dropped a swatch stick on here, so that is why that's like that. I apologize, but I think you can still read it because I can't get that off until we're not live. And I'm still not sure that it's going to come off. I'm going to try using a non-acetone based remover and see what happens. But if not, my package of those did come with 4 of them in it. So, and I haven't had to replace any yet. So, we'll see what happens. All right, here is our second coat of Thermopolis. Again, this one is supposed to change to a neon coral when warm. We'll do the dippy dippies at the end of the video. So these are nice and dry. But it is a very pretty charcoal-y base. Again, definitely opaque in 2 coats, no questions there. I'll give you guys a label shot, even though I feel weird if I don't do it, but I also am like, you know, you guys want the transition shot. So I will do a transition label shot at the end as well, but I feel weird not doing it. So there's 2 coats of Thermopolis. Next, we're going into Thermophile, which is our cornflower to pale taupe thermal cream. And I did mention earlier that these do dry matte, but the formula on these, they're literally exactly like the creams. They just go on so smooth. They self-level without a hitch. Like, even with me playing with it for a second, it is just so smooth and creamy. Again, no doubts on 2 coats on these. What a lovely color that is. I really like this one just on its own, even before we see the transition. Beautiful color. I will grab you label shots. So that's upside down again. 2 coats of Thermophile. Next, we're going to go into Thermalize, which is our teal to pale yellow thermal cream. I love this color on its own. I'm very excited to see it go yellow, but I love this color. It's so, so pretty. Here we go in with our second coat. I believe this is the one I said earlier. It's probably the first one I was worried about 1 coat being opaque, but I had no doubts on 2 coats. She's definitely fully opaque in 2 coats there. This color is so pretty. And they glide on there and smooth out. Lovely. That is 2 coats of Thermalize. Again, it is supposed to go to a yellow when we dip it. We've got 2 more thermals. Next up is Thermador. Again, this is the Therms Thermal Collection. It is a 6-piece collection. You can get all 6 for $78 or 13 a piece. Use code CANDY opening weekend for half off your order. This one, if I don't do it upside down again, is a purple to pastel neon blue thermal cream. Let's get our second coat on here. Another one that I think is absolutely gorgeous in its cold state, so I don't have a problem if one day, way in the future, this dies. Again, totally opaque in 2 coats. Gorgeous, gorgeous formula. Beautiful color. And this one is supposed to change to a pastel neon blue when hot. Give you a label shot. That is 2 coats of Thermador. And last but not least, we have Thermalicious Berry. I'm sorry, Thermalicious. The word berry in the description got underlined. So Thermalicious is a berry to neon magenta thermal cream. I'm excited to see what neon magenta, like how pinky do we get? Like, very excited to see this one dipped. So here we go in with our second coat. And hopefully it will mask that mess up I did when I dropped it on my Post-it. And yes, it did. You wouldn't even know that I had that oopsie earlier. So again, another big attest to that gorgeous formula, y'all. I will harp on it all night. It's just such a nice formula. And again, 2 coats, totally opaque. Very pretty, vampy berry color. Definitely excited to see this one in its hot state. Susie says, love that. I do too. So here is 2 coats of Thermalicious. And that is our thermals. So next we are going to go into our Cryptid Cremes, which is a 4-piece cream collection. They'll be $36 for all 4 or $9 each. Same release date. Everything here comes out September 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go into those Cryptid Cremes, starting with Loveland Frogman, which is our mossy green cream. I love this color. It makes me think of the 70s and shag carpet, and it's definitely one of my favorite shades of green. And again, gorgeous, gorgeous cream, which I did mention earlier that these ones dry shiny, and you can see how glossy they are still. Definitely opaque, 2 coats. Beautiful color. I can see this done under so much nail art. Or just cream if you just like creams. I personally just do a lot of nail art. So if I am not swatching, I have nail art on. It's a very, very pretty green. Let me grab you a label shot. There is 2 coats of Loveland Frogman. Next up, we have Yowie, which I believe are educational helpers in the chat. Thank you very much. This is the Australian equivalent of Bigfoot. Here is our second coat. I didn't read the description. I think I did that earlier too on Yowie, didn't I, y'all? This one is a grayed out purple cream. Again, beautiful, beautiful formula. Went on so smooth. 2 coats, definitely opaque, no questions. I think we're getting a little sneaky peek of a thermal here that I got on my skin. This is 2 coats of Yowie, and it's so pretty. I'm really digging these together. Like, I'm not a water marble person, y'all. The designs don't have it. I do smushes, but I can't do water marbles. But I feel like these would marble so beautifully together. So let me grab you our label shot here. So there is 2 coats of Yowie. Oops, slipping and sliding there. Next up, we have our Mongolian death worm, which is based off of a worm in the Gobi Desert, I believe. Large intestine worm and creature alleged to exist in the Gobi Desert. Yes, okay. Thank you, Miss Laura, for using your robot to educate us. Totally fall vibes, Susie says. Yes, I 100% agree. Here is our second coat. on there. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Again, no questions and opaqueness. 2 coats, not a problem. Susie's correcting herself to fall. She said totally call vibes, but I knew what you meant. I got you. Beautiful. Again, I am going to point out again how shiny these dry. Like, yes, obviously a glossy top coat is going to protect your mani. It's going to make it last longer, but you have to throw something on and get out the door. It's just so shiny on its own, y'all. Like, so pretty. Hi, Sylvie, I believe. Is that what? Okay, you're not in my chat government names. I don't know, but welcome in. Hopefully Sylvie is an okay name there to call you. If not, please let me know. I always try really hard to to say things the way y'all want me to and to pronounce things properly, even though I'm really bad at pronouncing things. So here is our label shot. 2 coats of Mongolian Deathworm. And then we have 1 more cream from the Cryptid Cremes collection. And that one is the Not Deer, which Laura told us was in the Appalachian Mountains, most sightings being in Tennessee for this one. It is a grayed out blue-green cream, which I didn't read. Did I reiterate that the Deathworm was blackened wine cream? I don't know if I read in the description or not, but there it is. And then the Not Deer is our grayed out blue-green cream. Do a coat in here. Again, all 4 of these are going to be $9 each or $36 for the set. I definitely think they're a beautiful set of creams for fall and to add to your basic mani arsenal. I know I don't own enough indie creams, and I'm definitely glad to be adding to my collection. Totally opaque in 2 coats again. Very pretty. I definitely can see the greeny blue vibes of it. Because yes, there are a bajillion shades of gray out there. And especially next to our reflective over here, you can definitely see that like green pull to it. Another lovely cream. That is 2 coats of the Not Deer. There's your label shot. And then we are moving into our last collection, which is the Falloween Pick Mix. It is 6 polishes. They are reflective flakies. $78 for all 6 or $13 each. And again, don't forget to use that code CANDY opening weekend for half off. It works on the new stuff. It is accepted from not accepted. I guess that's where. Anyways, it does not work on charity polishes and some of the perfume scents and just a few other items in the store, but it does work on most items. So going into our Falloween Pick and Mix, first up we have Bone Apple Teeth. I still love this name. It is our buildable forest green jelly base with pink to orange to gold shifting flakies and red reflective glitters. And we're going to see just how buildable it is. Like what's our second coat look like? Okay, we are a jelly base, so it is to be expected to be slightly more sheer. I feel like this one to be totally opaque if you have a strong visible nail line is going to want a third. I also just think a third is going to make this super luscious anyways. I don't mind it in 2 coats, but I think 3 coats may be the way to go on this one. But look at all those beautiful flakies in there. You can see their shift so easy from pink to orange to gold. And then of course this one has red reflective glitters in it. So I'm going to grab my flashlight and we're going to show those even more. This one gives me poison apple vibes. I don't know why, but that's what my brain says. Very, very pretty. Get you a label shot. There is 2 coats of Bone Apple Teeth from our Halloween Pick and Mix collection. Next, we're going to go into our Twix or Treat, which is a russet colored jelly base filled with peach reflective glitter and gold to green to pink shifting flakes. Oh, I apparently did not open the polish all the way. There we go. All right, second coat here. I'm also, again, wondering about this one in 2 coats. Okay, it's not bad. I do think a 3rd coat would just add more depth, but I don't think it's too bad. Again, I always let y'all know how many coats I do in my swatches. I always put that in the posting information. I'm still on the fence of should I just always do 2 coats so y'all can see what 2 coats looks like and then decide if you want to do a 3rd, or should I be building to full opacity. I kind of like the idea of just doing the 2 so you can make your decision on if you want to do 3 or if you like it in 2. Oftentimes I don't mind mine in 2 coats, but other people really want theirs to be super duper opaque. I also don't have a super strong visible nail line, so that could be a difference of opinion too. But here it is with the flash, so you can see those peach reflective glitters in there. Of course, all the beautiful flakies already shifting too. Absolutely stunning polish. They all are, y'all. I know I say that for everything, but they really are. They're just beautiful. Oop, knocking stuff over. All right, here is your label shot. That is 2 coats of Twix or Treat. Next up, we are going into our Boo Berries, which is a buildable cerulean base with aqua to violet shifting flakies and blue reflective glitter. This is the one I said reminded me of sapphires. It's so sparkly and pretty. Get her on there. I'm not mad at this in 2 coats. Like I feel very safe saying this one is totally fine in 2 coats. Again, you might want it in 3 coats, but I feel like 2 coats is totally doable on this one. And just love the way those flakies shift in here. They are the aqua to violet flakes. And then, of course, this one has blue reflective glitters in it. So here is it with flash. So sparkly. I absolutely love this one. Grab you a label shot. All right, here is 2 coats of Boo Berries. We've got 3 more of our reflectives, and then we're gonna go back and dip those thermals into hot water so you can see their shifts. The next of our Falloween Pick and Mix is So Corn Fused. This one is our golden orange jelly base filled with pink to gold shifting flakies and silver reflective glitter. Another very fall color in my opinion. And again, I feel like 2 coats, definitely opaque here. Yeah, easy 2 coats there. And look at those beautiful flakies. Ugh. The pink to gold shift on those is just stunning against that orangey yellow base. It's like marigolds. Very, very pretty. And again, we're going to grab our flash, and this one has silver reflective glitters in it. And a lot of them, y'all. Gorgeous color. I'm being converted to yellows slowly, y'all. Last year about this time I would have like, nope, I don't wear yellow. And I don't, as far as fabric wise, like shirts, yellow just doesn't look good on me personally, in my opinion. But I'm being converted to yellow polish slowly. Like this is just so pretty. 2 coats of So Corn Fused. Next, we have our baddie for candy. This one is an indigo jelly base with teal reflective glitter and a rainbow of shifting flakies. So many flakies in here. Get our second coat going. Yes, definitely opaque in 2 coats. I don't have any questions on this one. Easily, and so beautiful. This one just looks super juicy and yummy. I know it's not edible, but like those are my descriptions for it. And then the way those flakies dance on there. And this one has teal reflective glitters. So let's grab our flash and show those. Yes. I love the contrast of those against the indigo base. And then of course all those beautiful flakies still shifting. And then if we get the camera to get out of focus, reflectives are just stunning, y'all. I still love them. I know some people are tired of them. I am not one of those people. I still absolutely love reflectives. Here is 2 coats of baddie for candy. And if you don't like reflectives, I mean, that's totally cool. That's your choice. I know a lot of people don't like removing them. I personally use a peel off base coat. Again, almost every brand has one out there. So find one that you like and that works for you. And that saves you a ton of time popping them off. Last but not least, we have our s'more treats. With those beautiful flakes, they just glow out of there. This is a magenta jelly base filled with blue to purple shifting flakies and purple reflective glitters. This is another one that I feel like 3 coats is probably going to be the way to go, but we will see what 2 coats looks like. Yeah, I don't think 2 coats is bad, but I feel like it's not fully opaque. Now, again, they are jelly bases, so needing to build them is just what a jelly is. But for how gorgeous these are, y'all, I think it's worth it. Totally worth it. And look at those stunning flakes just glow on there. They're unreal. Like they just don't look real. It looks photoshopped, like, or a filter. Does anyone remember that like filter where it was like your nails and like people would have their nails closed and they're like katana wins and it like glue? I don't know if anybody remembers that filter. It was a hot trend like 2 years ago. That's what these flakies remind me of. They are gorgeous on here. And then this one has our purple reflective glitter in it. So here that is with flash. Try and get the flash out of the frame. Definitely another beautiful reflective in the collection. The whole collection is stunning. There is all 6 of them in their sparkly goodness. Let me grab you a label shot of that one. That is 2 coats of s'more treats. I don't typically do 3 coats on these, but I kind of want to go back really quickly. Let's do bone apple teeth. Let's do a 3rd coat on the tip so you can see the difference between 2 and 3 there. It'll just take a second, I promise, but I do want to see what the buildability is of these and if it is necessary. Oop, I totally stuck my hand in the last one. So yeah, you can definitely see a difference in the depth from 3 coats on the tip to 2 coats on the base. So like, yeah, I definitely would recommend 3 coats on this one. It also just makes those flakies because there's more of them, so they pop even more. Woo, totally knocked that polish over. Luckily the lid stayed on. So I'm going to give you guys another label shot of that one for anyone who wants to screenshot it with 3 coats. There is bone apple teeth with 2 coats at the base, 3 coats at the tip. I'm going to do the same thing for the orange very quickly. Let's do Twix or Treat. We'll do a 3rd coat again on the tip so you can see the difference between it and 2 coats. Just so you can see how easily they do build up, or if you like them in 2 coats versus 3, totally your choice. Again, I feel like a third coat just added even more depth and dimension to it. Could be a totally different thing on a naked nail, on your natural nail, versus if you do extensions that are clear. Obviously, we're on the opaque swatch wheel, so that might have a difference on the opacity too. I always list in my descriptions how many coats I do on my swatches. So if you ever question, you can just read the description and you will know exactly how many coats I do, what I topped it with, if they're on my natural nails, if I have an extension, which I do currently have a Gel X on my thumb. And on this middle, we are almost fully back to my normal length, and then I can take them off. But for now, I do have 2 extensions due to breaks. Here is Twix or Treat, 2 coats at the base, 3 coats on the tip. And because we've done really quick a third coat, I do want to throw a third coat on that S'mores Treats just to show it as well. I don't feel like the others need a third coat or even potentially need a third coat, so I'm not going to do those. But these are the 3 that I felt like could benefit from a third coat, so I wanted to show that off. And again, I do think a third coat just really bumps up that color and makes it even brighter. So you can, you can clearly see without my hand behind there that there is a visible line between 2 coats and 3 coats. So personal preference on the swatch wheel, 3 coats is the way to go on this one. But again, I'll let you know what I do on my natural nails. I, again, don't have a super visible nail line, nor do I have super long nails. Like this is it right now, y'all. They are, I trimmed them again this week. We are back to what I call my little baby fangs. I know to some they are long compared to what I used to have. They are definitely not long. But here is your label shot of S'more Treats with 2 coats at the base, 3 coats on the tip. And then we're going to go into the moment that I know everybody has been waiting for. I'm going to slide, I need to scoot these polishes off of here because I'm definitely going to be bumping into things trying to do this. So let me just scoot some stuff around here. Bear with me. All right, I need to lift y'all up so I have room to fit our water dishes because we are going to show those thermals in transition. I have 2 dishes here. Can I fit them? Unfortunately, we use ramekins a lot here. I'm gonna actually can I put my phone there to hold that? We use ramekins a lot when we cook, and that's what I show these in. And all my others are dirty. So we have a ramekin, and I think this is like a dip dish from I don't know, some set I have or something. I'm not sure. But we are going to put hot and cold water in them. I should have done that off camera so I don't spill it. So I'm going to pull them off. The left one is going to be our cold one, which even has ice in it. And then the right one is going to be our hot one, which has been sitting over here in a hydro flask, so it should be definitely hot enough to do this still. Don't need it full, just enough for dipping. Set that there. Okay, I think you can see them both still on screen. Close this so I don't knock it over because I definitely will. All right, so now we are going to grab our thermals. I'm also going to get the matching bottles, which just occurred to me. I just mixed those all up. So we're going to grab, I think the first one. Yes. Nope, that's not the first one. This is the first one. All right, so our first one we're going to do, I know I zoomed you all out. I'm sorry. I'm going to maybe I zoom you back in just a little bit so maybe you can read what's happening. Yes. Okay. So the first one we're doing is our LynB Ding Dong, which is this beautiful swatch stick. This one is a gray green to bright lavender thermal cream. So it is already in its cool state, but I am going to dip it in the cold water just to make sure we are fully cold, totally cold. And then going into our hot. And there it is. I love thermals. They are so freaking cool. I love just like that instant fun. Now it is already starting to cool off because it is a little bit cooler in here and it is in that water, but I'm going to get you another one there and I'm going to get you guys a label shot before it wants to transition again. So there is 2 coats of LynB Ding Dong. It's gray, cool state at the base, and then it's bright lavender at the tip, which is already the water sitting on there is cooling off. Okay, here is your screenshot. Super fun. I love that transition. I love a good contrasting transition. Next, we're going into Thermopolis, which is this one here. It is a charcoal to neon coral thermal cream. And again, we are going to dip it in the cold to start, just to make sure it's fully in the cold state. And then into our hot water. Do you guys see? I don't know if you can see how fast that's transitioning. And there it is. Okay, I'm going to dip a little bit more than that. There we go. Yes, it's so pretty. And again, I didn't really show. I feel like it's totally still opaque. No problems with our 2 coats there. Beautiful. Let me grab you guys a label shot. Oh, of course, it's starting to transition as soon as I do it. Okay, I'm going to dip it back in the cold. Look at how fast that did it. Did you guys see how fast that did it? Now, actually, I haven't felt it. Okay, so my hot water is still pretty warm. I would say it's warm. It's not hot anymore, but look at how fast that transitioned. There is 2 coats of Thermopolis. Again, I have no questions on the opacity of this. It's still totally opaque. And I love that water sitting there cooling off. Is that not so cool of a design? That's the word, y'all. My brain just broke. It said no. All right, next we are going to go into our Thermophile, which is this one. It is our cornflower to pale taupe thermal. So again, into the cold. Also, y'all, I am not seeing any comments. So if anyone is saying anything, I apologize. Instagram's not showing me anything. I know Instagram had issues the other night. My video glitched out. Latania's video glitched out. I think Chris had one. Like, Instagram has been a hot mess lately. So if you are commenting and I'm not responding, please know it's because Instagram is not showing me anything. But here it is in that transition. So again, it's cornflower to a pale taupe. I'm going to dip it one more time so we can get it all nice and reset for our label shot here. 2 coats of Thermophile. And yeah, I feel like I have done pretty good pronouncing things tonight. I don't know if they were just easier tonight or maybe I'm getting better at it. I think they're probably just easier. Okay, and again, as far as opacity level, I'm going to get some of those drippies off of there. No questions on 2 coats being fully opaque. Beautiful. Excuse me. Next is Thermalize, which is our beautiful one here. My mom says we're all hypnotized by the pretty colors. Cool. I'm just making sure that Instagram's not glitching because it literally froze for a solid 3 minutes and then kicked me out of my live the other night. So if you watch the Loud Lacquer live, you will know it's in 2 parts because Instagram was a pain in the butt. Also, my paper here is a wet erase and clearly we are getting some water on it. So hi, Sushi Liao. We are finishing up showing some new stuff coming from LynB. We are just dipping our beautiful thermals into the hot and cold water right now. If you want to see all of these lovely polishes, there are 16 polishes here from 3 different collections releasing September 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can definitely catch the replay here or on my YouTube channel, which I personally think is easier to watch replays on. This one is Thermalize. It is a teal to pale yellow thermal. So we just dipped in cold. Here we go into the hot. And yes, I love that color combo, y'all. I'm going to get you a label shot really quick before it shifts again because there's Thermalize, 2 coats. Again, obviously on your hands, they're not going to shift back and forth quite this quickly, but I do have water pulling on the top, which is then trying to shift. Dry her off a little bit. Okay, 2 coats of Thermalize. And again, focus. Opaque in 2 coats still, even being that lighter color. No problems. We have 2 more. We are going into our gorgeous purple shade. This is Thermidor. This one is a purple to pastel neon blue. So again, going to dip it in cold just to be sure. And then going into our hot water over here. And there it is. I love a high contrasting thermal. Obviously it's gonna be more, no, that is correct. So it's gonna be hot on your finger and then cold at the tip. So this is how it would look. And then let me grab you a label shot. Now, let me redip that since now it's deciding to cool off. There is 2 coats of Thermidor. And last but certainly not least, which I'm very excited to see what this one turns to, we have our Thermalicious, which is a neon magenta. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a berry to neon magenta. Again, y'all, the word berry got underlined on my paper. So here it is cold. And then we're going to go into our hot. Ooh, yes. I love that. Again, totally opaque in 2 coats. That's how it would be. Hot on your finger, cold at the tip. I love this. This is so pretty. All right, get this lined up properly. 2 coats of Thermalicious. That is all 6 thermals. Now, I didn't show the opacity level of Thermalerma Ding Dong. I don't think it really lost any opacity, but I do. Let me go back really quick and show you guys that. Yeah, still totally fine in 2 coats. Love it. All 6 of them are gorgeous. Honestly, all of these polishes are so pretty. You guys know I love my greens. There are so many sparkles in the reflectives. Absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't pick one to love if I had to, but they're stunning. So I'm going to move these really quick, and I'm going to zoom you guys in on that info form. So if anybody wants to screenshot this, I know I got a little water on it, but I think you could still read it for the most part. This is everything launching on September 12th. You have the 4 Cryptid Cremes, which are going to be $36 for the set or $9 each. You had our 6 Falloween Pick and Mix polishes, $78 for the set or $13 each. And then you had the Therms, which is the 6 thermal polishes, $78 for all 6 or $13 each. And again, if you use that code CANDY release weekend, which is September 12th through the 15th, I believe it could be 12th through the 14th. But I believe it's through the 15th. It's usually Friday through Monday. On LynB's website, which is lynb's.store, by the way, y'all, if you didn't know that. I always put the website in my post as well. But if you use that code, it's half off for opening weekend. So lots and lots of beautiful things coming out. I'm going to flip you around, maybe hello, because I had it lifted for the water cups. I couldn't see. Mama Cherry says, love that one. I assume you're talking about Thermalicious, which is the berry to magenta. I do too. I'm dipping it again really quick. I want to dip all of these and show them all 6 at one time, but I feel like they're just going to stick to each other, and that's a bad idea. But we're going to try it. We are going to try and dip all 6 thermals and show them here. Okay, all right. Front camera probably is a bad idea. I should have done this before I flipped around. But there are our beautiful thermals. If you had to pick a favorite one, which one would you be your favorite? Y'all can let me know now, or if you watch the replay, let me know in the replay. I'm really digging the Thermalicious, the berry. And then I also really like our teal. Sorry, I'm totally flipping y'all off. I really like the teal to pale yellow. That's Thermalize right here. But they're really pretty. And honestly, the grayish ones with those colors, they're fun, y'all. They really are. I love all of them. I love thermals. We talked about that earlier. So it's no surprise that I like all of these, but they're gorgeous. So my mom says Thermalicious is her favorite. That's the last one we did, which is the neon magenta, or the berry to neon magenta. Laura says the gray to purple seems so unique. Yes, that one was the Thermalerma Ding Dong, which I just love the name. I still absolutely love that name. And I do agree that it is a very unique one. Same thing with the charcoal to coral, the Thermopolis. Because you don't see a lot of gray thermals, or just a lot of gray polish in general. So they're all beautiful. Honestly, everything is. And I know I always say that, but they just are. I love nail polish. I love nail polish. So, and I don't normally there's one that I'm It's not really for me. Like, I don't typically go for the like vampy colors. So the Mongolian Deathworm, usually I'd like, it's not my favorite color because I don't wear a lot of dark, but I can see so many beautiful fall manis. Like, looking at it right now, I'm already picturing like gold leaves stamped on top of this. So like even the ones that sometimes I wouldn't be drawn to, I'm really into tonight. So all of them are gorgeous. There are 16 beautiful, beautiful polishes here. Again, these are September 12th is the launch, so you have some time. I don't know how many days away that is. I don't know what day it is today. Today's Friday. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, and 12. So 15 days to 2 weeks. You have almost 2 weeks to save up for all these gorgeous things. Again, don't forget to use that code CANDY, CANDY, to get half off. That's going to be super helpful if you are like me and you think you need everything in these collections. But yes, stunning, stunning stuff. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I know it was a long one, almost 2 hours, but 16 polishes, like it is what it is. I so much love doing these lives with y'all. I love getting to chat with you and hang out with you and show gorgeous things like these off. Huge thank you to Jenna Lynn from LynB Designs for sending these to me so I could show them off to you. If you came in late or you are catching the replay, you now have the option to watch it here on Instagram, which I know can be a little bit spotty, or on YouTube. My channel is the same as my handle here. It is simply Nailing It. If you wanted to go over there and watch it, so you can pause it and skip and come back. And YouTube app is great because it lets you do multitasking, so you can minimize your screen and watch it in a little bubble while you're working or doing whatever else on your phone or iPad or whatever you're watching me on. If you do head over there and you wanted to subscribe to me, that would be fantastic. I have this like random goal to hit 100 subscribers. I think we're at like 76. I know it's doable. And also I'm not over there to like be monetized or anything. I really am just cross-posting these to make them easier for y'all to watch. But I have it in my head that it'd be cool to hit 100 subscribers. So like that's my little mini goal now, is to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So if you wanted to subscribe, that would be really great. But if not, that's cool too. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I have plans. I'm going to a birthday party, a first birthday party for my cousin tomorrow. But then Sunday, I will be back live with y'all. We have a very cool live Sunday night at 6 p.m. So definitely make sure you join me then. And a huge big thank you again to everyone for hanging out with me. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.